What's up you guys, it's Ben and welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything there is relating to selling on Amazon. So truthfully, I don't even know where to start with this video. For those of you loyal subscribers that have been watching my channel for quite some time, not long ago I made a video about how Alibaba blocked me. Now, this was a big issue when it comes to selling on Amazon, and it took me quite a while to figure out what to do next, which would involve creating new Alibaba accounts, using a VPN service, using a WeChat service that Chinese people tend to use as their WhatsApp to contact suppliers. Once all of that was done, I thought I'm back in the clear effectively, and now business is back as usual. I thought I'm good with Amazon, and therefore I'm basically can take a little break, a vacation, and actually celebrate my girlfriend's 25th birthday in Cyprus. However, just when I thought everything was back to normal, I get not one, not two, but three issues with Amazon. And I really wish I was making this stuff up, guys. But the truth is, this is what it's like when it comes to selling on Amazon and when you're actually running a fully fledged business for over 3 years. The more products you have, the more issues you're going to run into. And in today's video, what I want to do is share with you these issues. What did I do to fix 2 of them? And then what am I going to do about the last one that I personally think is going to be a really big obstacle for me to overcome. Now, this video is extremely important because I can't stress this enough. This can happen to any one of you guys, and all of these 3 issues that has happened to me that I had to look into straight away and effectively affect my holiday is something that I couldn't have avoided. It's something that is not my fault at all, but Amazon seems to continue make my life difficult as an Amazon seller, which a lot of you can, in my personal opinion, relate to. So with that being said, guys, if you are interested in selling on Amazon, then please don't forget to check the links down below for my personal FBA Mentor Academy course that I literally just finished for all of you starting to sell on Amazon as soon as possible, really. Otherwise, guys, if you're running on a relatively lower budget, but you still want to use some of the business tools that I use, then please don't forget to check the links down below for Helium 10, the best product research tool out there that I recommend to each and every single one of my students, or Tide, the perfect business bank account to start off your Amazon FBA business. And with that being said, guys, let's get straight to the video. Right, guys, so before I get into the video, I have to say that August has been by far the most stressful month since I started selling on Amazon FBA back in 2018. It's been extremely stressful because various things have crept up along the month that I had to deal with urgently that have impacted my business in a massive way, and I had to make various readjustments. And this just goes to show, guys, that no matter how big you get, whether you're selling 1, 5, 10, 50 products, in my case, you are still going to get more and more problems as the time goes. And what is actually really interesting is that the more products you have, the more moving parts you have, the more suppliers you have to speak to, those problems sometimes get amplified as well. Take, for example, my Alibaba ban. When I got banned, I had to reach out to about 60 suppliers to make sure that I keep in contact with them when it comes to reordering my products for Q4 and so on and so forth. Okay, this, guys, is really important, because if you are going to submerge yourself into selling on Amazon, into doing product research, into actually putting your hard-earned cash, you have to understand, guys, that this is a business and it's not going to be smooth sailing along the way. You're not just going to start selling a product that's going to do fabulously well and there will be no issues along the way. I can almost guarantee you that there will be obstacles along the way. Each and every single one of my students have had obstacles, whether it's from Amazon, whether it's from other competitors, whether it's their product not selling, whatever. These problems will arise, so you have to be mentally prepared to tackle them head on straight away without losing any motivation or discipline. You have to keep on going. And as I said, and there's a good quote that I always read, is that it's really hard to beat a dog that just doesn't give up. And that's exactly how you guys should be. You should never ever give up. And it's really hard to say that, because with business, with Amazon, especially this being my primary source of income, it's really difficult to actually keep your head level, stay unemotional, and continue to push forward, because it's so tempting to actually just pack it all in, give up, and then move on to potentially something else. So, guys, first things first, for the month of August, It's actually been a relatively good month, quite frankly, and it's actually been my second best month of the year, with me selling £73,676. Now, this has only been beaten by January, when I actually sold £84,000, and it puts everything into perspective. With all of the stuff and all of the shit that I have to deal with in the month of August, being able to sell £73,000 in sales of all of these products gives me a reason to continue to push forward. Now, for you guys that are just starting off and may already have issues, you may not have that reason. However, guys, believe me, it does get a little bit easier. You do get more experience along the way, and you do start to see, once you start seeing sales, once you start seeing profit, once you start seeing your lifestyle changes take place, you will get that more motivation to continue to push forward. So, as mentioned, August has been a very, very good month for me, second best, and it's primarily because of all of the trendy products that I listed back in May, because I knew there was going to be a surge in certain areas of the beauty niche around summer, and I took advantage of it, which is why the month of August and July have been very, very good for me. And I predict September to actually be relatively quiet, because those products, well, one of them is banned at the moment because of the design infringement case, but also a lot of them actually fall off in the month of September. And truthfully, a lot of Amazon falls off in the month of September as well, because people are coming back from holiday. They don't have much money. They spent a lot of money on holiday, and now they're starting to save up for the months of Christmas, November, December, and so on. What's also interesting to show, guys, is the fact that my page views and my sessions, has actually gone up as well. Okay, so in the month of August, because of the trendy products that I continue to sell, I've actually had many more views, 2,500 more views, and many more views of sessions as well. Okay, and as you can see, however, the problem is that my conversion rate has dropped from 27 to 26. Now, it's not a big concern, and like I said before, anything above 20 conversion rate is a very, very good rate, which basically means for every 100 customers that come onto your listing, 20 or more should be making that purchasing decision and actually buying from you. So 26 is still a very good number, but primarily that has happened because I had to increase the price on some of my trendy products because they have been selling out so quickly. So when it comes to actually thinking about your conversion rates, guys, always remember to take price into account, because if your price is abnormally high and you have to sell out, you're trying to avoid selling out, then don't pay too much attention to conversion rates, because you're artificially decreasing it by increasing your price. Okay, now the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, guys, is the Alibaba ban. Now, for those of you that have been watching my videos, you know that this has happened roughly around mid of August. Okay, I thought everything was going well. One day I wake up and I basically go onto Alibaba to basically now been told that my account is blocked. Okay, I've been selling on Amazon for 3 years. I've been using Alibaba for 3 years, and regardless of how many orders I've done, how much money I've spent, I was actually their gold buyer effectively, because I spent over $500,000 of US in the space of 12 months. It doesn't matter. You can still get banned. You can still get in trouble with Alibaba, with Amazon, or any other platforms, regardless of how big you get. Just look at some of the reports that we saw in August and July with these big brands that manipulated reviews on Amazon simply got blocked, even though they were selling in millions and tens of millions each and every single month. This is what I had to deal with for the first half of the month, with basically me having to get all of my supplies together and actually starting using WeChat, their version of WhatsApp effectively, and speaking to them on the WeChat. And also I had to note down all of my supplies on a completely separate spreadsheet, so as a precaution. So if this ever happens again, I basically have all of the contact details of my suppliers, and I can easily reach out to them via phone, via email, via WeChat, and so on. And this is really, really important for you guys to know. This is something that I will be adding to my course modules, so you guys make this our priority once you start speaking to suppliers and actually start buying from them. And it's really important to keep in mind going forward. Next up, the big infringement case. Now, I spoke this in my previous video. This is something that I have been dealing with over the last week and a half. This is something that is really, really getting onto my nerves now, because no matter what I send to Amazon about this design rights infringement, whether it's a plan of action, invoices, letters of authority, disputes, whatever, they will simply send me the same bog standard email, okay, that basically is just not good enough, your appeal has been rejected, there's nothing you can do, so on and so forth. So my plan is now very, very simple. If I don't get the listing reactivated by the end of this week, I will actually have to pull all of my inventory out, lose all of the reviews, lose all of the sales velocity, and create a brand new listing. Now, as you can imagine, this is very, very annoying, and this is something that I don't want to do. However, I have to make the ultimate decision of whether or not I'll continue try, and with every single day that goes by, I continue to lose money, or I just take the hit, create a new listing, and start selling through a new listing and hope that I don't get another one of these design rights infringement bans, which is very, very frustrating. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the trend of Amazon. Now, I look at this pretty much on a weekly basis just to get an idea of where Amazon is at. Are they growing over time? Is the interest in Amazon growing over time? Because it's really important for us sellers, because the more interest there is in Amazon, the more customers we have, and most likely the more sales we're going to have as well. And as you can see from previous years, there is sort of a downturn around September time. Each and every single September, it kind of goes down. And then there is an inflection point roughly around the end of September, beginning of October, to the upside. This has happened back in 2017, 2018 as well, 2019 too. Now, 2020 is a little bit different because of course we had COVID. So this we should kind of ignore effectively. But as you can see now, is going to slowly creep down still a little bit for the next few weeks. But then as October, November, December approaches, there's going to be a massive, massive spike in interest and therefore in sales. And this is something that I really want to highlight to you guys, to be prepared for this spike in interest all of a sudden. Okay, what's interesting is that you may be selling a product that is currently selling around 3 to 5 units a day, and then bam, next week you will start selling 10 to 15 a day. Now, this may sound really good, you're going to make a lot of money, which is true. However, at the same time, you need to think about your inventory levels. You really want to capitalize on all of this interest. Each and every single year, it has happened before that a lot of my students have actually run out of inventory way too quickly because they didn't order enough and because their price was too low as well. So you really need to keep a close eye on your sales, not the next month, but definitely when October comes in. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is also the weather. Now, why am I talking about the weather when it comes to selling on Amazon? Well, believe it or not, weather is a big, big factor to your sales. If, for example, we are approaching a bank holiday weekend or a weekend in general, and the weather is nice, i.e. sunny outside, 20 plus degrees, then your sales are going to be affected regardless of what products you are selling, okay? And this is another indicator for me to kind of get an idea of when should I start expecting better sales, because funnily enough, the worse the weather, if it's rainy outside across UK or if it's cloudy or whatever, the better your sales tend to be, because more people tend to stay at home, be on their phones, be on their computers, and therefore shop online. And as you can see, the weather over the next 2 weeks seems to be relatively good, with most of the days being above 18, 19, 20 degrees. Only towards the end of September, i.e. the 26th of September, it is forecasted for the weather to go down to 17, 16, 18 degrees. And I would not be surprised if my sales are relatively low over the next 2.5 week period. Now, this is also really, really important, guys, for you to know, because if your sales are relatively that bad at the moment, you can't just think that, hey, it's your listing or it's your product or something like that. It may be just a case that customers are not on Amazon at the moment. They're out there having a barbecue, having a picnic, enjoying time with their friends and family outside, and are actually not shopping at the moment. You only have to worry when over an extended period of time that your products have not been selling. That's when you start making some changes, whether it's with the advertising, with the price, with the pictures, and so on. So don't start stressing too quickly, which is a lot what my students do. They release the new product when within 5 days they haven't made many sales, and all of a sudden they start making all of these changes, and it may not have anything to do with any of the changes that they're making. So this is really, really important to keep in mind. And last thing that I guys wanted to talk to you about today is the fact that September, each and every single year for me, is a stock up month. What do I mean by that? This is the month where you guys have to first of all prioritize all of the products that you're selling at the moment and make sure that you are well stocked up for the Q4. Forget about getting new products right now. If you're selling 5, 10, 15 products, make sure you are fully in stock for those products coming up to Q4, because some of you will be very, very surprised, especially the more inexperienced ones, how quickly you can sell out around Q4 time. So make sure you speak to your suppliers, make sure you actually bulk up your orders potentially to actually save money on shipping. And that is another thing I wanted to speak to you guys about. If you are one of the bigger sellers, i.e. you're selling 5, 10, 15 products, there is no harm in you getting your freight forwarder to package different shipments all into one container. So let's say you're going to be shipping 5, 10 products. Get all of the supplies into one place, get all of those products into one container, because that will save you a tremendous amount of money on the shipping costs. And right now, any saving we can make on shipping is very, very important given how high the shipping prices have been. And just to show you guys, give you an idea, my shipping schedule. Now, of course, I had to pixelate my products, but this is the amount of orders and the quantity of those orders that I'm expecting to get over the next month and a half. Now, you may think it's a lot, and truthfully, it is a lot. And look at the order quantities as well. I actually have a lot of my products that I know are going to be selling really well in the thousands, okay? Because I know they'll be doing really well around Christmas time. So I want to make sure that they are already basically prepared and come in effectively expected to come in by the end of September. So when September comes and when October comes in, these products are now sitting into my warehouse and therefore ready to be sold on Amazon. And I will make sure that I have enough inventory to carry me throughout the Q4. And also what I wanted to show you as well, this is maybe a little bit less important, but just look at how many products and how many units of each product I have in my warehouse sitting at the moment. Now, just to give you an idea, it's roughly around 40 different products. And if I added all of these numbers together, I easily probably think will be over 10 to 15,000 units. Across 4 storage units, this is me preparing for Q4. And this is exactly the same thing you guys should be doing as well. Maybe not on such a large scale if you're starting off small, but make sure you have enough products for you guys to sell in Q4. The last thing you want to have is having a good product, having a product that sells really well around Christmas, you know, in the vicinity of 10, 15, 20 units a day, and then running out of stock and not being able to capitalize on 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of potential Christmas sales. And the problem is with running out of stock around this time of the year is because a lot of people are going to be shipping from China. So expect much worse delays than we are already expecting right now. So quite frankly, if you don't have the products by October, November, it is really unlikely that you're going to get them by November, December, and therefore you're going to have to wait probably until January or February of next year. So with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you found it useful, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Check the links down below for the brand new FBA Mentor Academy course, and I'll speak to you soon.